This is another episode of the Backstage Sports Podcast. I'm Joe Connor.
I'm JT Harker.
And today we have a super special guest, one of the homies straight out of Philadelphia. Came through in the clutch for us today. He is the owner and CEO and founder of Society Standard Clothing. Which y'all, I've definitely rocked some of his stuff, and I need to get some more stuff to rock because it's dope. He is also the owner of Outer Space NASA in our fantasy league. Welcome, Brian Byrd, to the show. What's up, fam?
What's up? Live from Philly.
Yeah, live. So how have you been, man? What's been going on? What's life like in the COVID for you as of recent? And how's everything going with the clothing line and everything like that?
Crazy enough is I actually was selling clothes. Like I was selling mad t-shirts, and hats. But I've been in the house, man. You know, the kids had homeschool and all that.
Yeah.
So I've been in the house. I'm tired of being in the house.
Yeah.
But,
as we all are.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's slowly getting back to normal, but I'm here. We made it through.
Yeah, we made it through. Hopefully we getting towards the end of it.
For sure.
JT has a this day in history. Bring us in on that.
This day in sports history, we're going to start with some birthdays. Happy birthday to Jason the Jet Terry, who had the thing where he would do this after he'd make big shots, which would have been cool in the 80s, maybe even the 70s. It was definitely not cool at any point that he did it, though.
Right. This is true.
Still a fan of Jason Terry. Shout out to him.
Of course.
Dan Marino, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. In my day, the Jordan LeBron debate, it was Dan Marino, Joe Montana.
And I still got him up there. You know what I'm saying?
He was incredible.
I have Joe at the I don't consider Tom to go. I consider Joe to go.
I know you're
but I put him up there. So
it's crazy. Dan Marino is literally in GOAT talks with no rings.
Yeah.
He's that good.
That's crazy.
He was
really
people
forget good. How it is crazy. You got to be. That's how good you got to be, though.
Yeah.
He was doing numbers that would be big today when nobody else was doing those types of numbers. Crazy numbers.
He would kill it today.
Michael Malone, coach of he's coach of the Nuggets,
Jazz, right?
I'm sorry, the Jazz.
Wasn't he the Jazz coach?
No, I thought the Nuggets coach.
I thought he was the Nuggets coach.
Yeah, he gonna win Game 7 tonight.
Yeah. How about that?
That's what I thought. Right. Okay.
Did he used to coach for the Jazz though?
There's a guy named Karl Malone that played for the Jazz.
No, I'm not getting them. I'm not getting them. It's been a long day. It ain't been that long.
He coached one or two other teams though too.
Okay, yeah.
I'm so bad with the current coaches because they rotate so much.
I know it feel like it's a revolving door.
And I hate to say it, but they all look the same.
They
all look the same. I hate to sound racist, but all these old white guys look the same.
Yeah.
Listen, Mike Dunleavy Jr., who I believe is still in the league somewhere. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, he does stay for Chicago.
Yeah. Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Pete Carroll, who's 89 years old. I don't know how old he is, but he's old.
Yeah.
He was born in 1951. And in my day, a very controversial figure, but I believe he helped my Niners win a Super Bowl and also the Cowboys, Mr. Charles Haley.
Charles Haley.
Yeah.
Charles Haley. He was a beast.
It's his birthday today?
With the 49ers and the Cowboys, yep.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Okay.
He also partook in many off-field activities that we won't discuss on this show.
Hey, well, you know.
1996, one of my childhood heroes, Rangers retire their first number of any player in the franchise's history. Nolan Ryan, number 34.
Oh, wow.
For those of you guys out there that don't know, Nolan Ryan was like a Randy Johnson before Randy Johnson. Played forever.
Super legend.
Yeah.
Drafted by the Mets. I found some old cards of him in this collection I went through in Vegas, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, they look. I mean, it's practically looks like he played when Mickey Mantle played, which he didn't. But he came in the league in like the 60s and played into the 90s. It's just something crazy.
Okay.
And 7 no hitters.
Like a kicker. He's like a kicker.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
He's like a kicker. Speaking of kickers, we got to go over a kicker today on the show.
Okay.
But 7 no hitters for Nolan Ryan. This is my favorite one. Actually, I'll save this for the end. How about this? 2018 Triple G loses his first pro fight to Canelo Alvarez, and I know we all want to see that rematch. And
I don't think he lost the first one.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't think he lost.
Yeah.
You do think he lost the first one?
No,
he said
I
he
don't think he
don't.
lost the first one.
Yeah, I don't either.
First one, yeah. Second one was a little bit.
The first one was a draw. The first one was a draw, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Think it was a draw.
I think he won.
Yeah.
I think he won. Yeah. I'm with you. This is my favorite. 1978, Muhammad Ali beats Leon Spinks. And which I didn't know, though, this was for the heavyweight championship, but it says 1978, so it threw me off for a second. Right. But what had happened was Spinks actually beat Ali, which I didn't know. Bad on my boxing history. Beat him in a split decision. Ali came back and beat him in a unanimous decision to win back the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
And sports present day history. Crows Before Hoes starts the Backstage Sports Fantasy League 1-0. They said he had a C+ draft grade. They said, why are you drafting Big Ben and Juju Smith-Schuster so early in the draft? But Big Ben and another one of my draft picks, Tom Brady, are proving that old, unathletic white guys like me can still get it done in the league.
First of all, Tom Brady.
And my Niners are okay. We're going to be okay.
Well, let's talk about the Niners. You know what? Let's go there, okay? Because the Niners took a L. They took a hot L this past weekend to the Cardinals, 24-20. And it looked like Kyler Murray, who I started in one of my fantasy leagues.
He's nice.
He got his rocks off and he did his thing all over your Niners. So what's the situation?
I'm not beat on Kyler Murray, yo. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
It is a one-game situation, but I saw him improving last year, and I feel like this is a trend. I feel like this is where he's going. I feel like this is where he's going. Plus, the Niners are not I drafted, and speaking of fantasy football, I drafted the Niners defense. The Niners defense was ranked across like a lot of different platforms as the number one defense in fantasy, and they're a tough defense in fantasy and real life. You know what I'm saying? So for Kyler to come out and do his thing and have 20-something fantasy points, you know what I'm saying? What did he have? 91 yards on the ground, 13
You
carries.
started Kyler? Because I started DeAndre.
I started, yeah. Well, yeah. So you're welcome.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Right. But I believe in Kyler. I believe in Kyler going forward. I feel like Kyler gonna be all right.
Yeah, I don't question his talent at all. He looks great. He's got a gun. It's just, I got to be honest, it makes me nervous every time I see him out there and see him running and see a guy touch him because he's small.
He's tiny.
Super small.
He's so
like
small.
Bobby.
And I think guys like that, if there's ever an era when it's going to work, it's this era because you can't be as physical with quarterbacks as they used to be. Yeah. But all it takes is one hit from a dude 380 pounds.
Or
you
Jamal,
know what I mean? It just makes me, it makes me nervous. But I'm a fan. Most people know he was also a highly touted baseball player. Could have gone and played pro baseball.
Yeah.
I wish he would have done both. I think that'd be cool. I really want somebody to do that. I don't know.
He'd have died, and not in the days.
I want to see it. But I like Kyler Murray. Now the Niners. We had some guys out, especially on offense.
Yeah.
I believe we had some guys out on defense too. I think we're going to be okay. Unfortunately, George Kittle also got hurt. He sprained his knee.
I did hear about that.
So I think he's going to be out.
What's the situation with George Kittle? Is this do you know what the injury was? Is this
I read it that it was a sprained knee.
Okay.
But I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. But it doesn't sound like something that's going to keep him out for a long time.
Yeah.
A rough way to get the season started, but obviously,
Yeah, because I feel like that's a rough loss because I feel like that's a scheduled win on the schedule. Like if you're the Niners and you see the Cardinals week 1, you're supposed to be like, check W. Yep. You know what I mean?
Hey, Joe, we know how that feels.
I'm about to get into that.
Speaking of checks week 1.
Yo, come on, man.
Listen.
Come on.
I really talk about just really a buzzkill. Like
speaking of you're having the Niners defense, I had Philly's defense.
Oh, did you? So I bet that was a big disappointment fantasy-wise.
What's crazy is even though the offense stalled, Washington's offense wasn't good enough.
It wasn't
to legit score 27 unanswered points.
No, it wasn't.
Like their best wide receiver had one catch on our top star. He had one catch for 21 yards on our star cornerback. I don't understand. Like
I
never turned off football for basketball. I turned off the game.
I was done. Like I was done. Like you know what I'm saying? The the situation with the Eagles. Now, here's the thing, right? The Eagles, the one thing that gives me a little bit of solace in all of this is we was banged up from the jump.
Extremely.
We had the Eagles started, I don't know, half the O-line was injured.
And then we lost one of the replacements. He
lost one of the replacements. Our rookie wideout was injured. Mm-hmm. Alshon Jeffrey was injured. It's like we never. It's like we picked up right where we left off last year as far as injuries. Like it was an off season, but injuries the injury bug just stayed with us throughout the off season. So I understand why the offensive line looked as bad as it looked, which definitely had something to do with Carson Wentz looking as bad as he looked. But at the same time, when you go up 17-0 in the first half, you're supposed to win that game, period. Especially against the Washington football team.
I'm 50-50 on Carson Wentz, right? I've been saying this
everybody is at this point.
At some point in the game, you have to know to avoid a sack, just throw the ball away.
Yeah.
You don't throw the ball away, now you lose. We could have had 20. We could have had 20.
Yeah.
And built some momentum. You took a sack and you missed the field goal by you got to know when to throw the ball away, man.
Decision making, like Carson's decision making sometimes makes me a little skeptical, but I'm still not in the camp of like I still take he's still the best.
Replace him.
People talk all that. Well, Dak Prescott might be better and all that. Dak Prescott is not better than Carson Wentz. Let's get this out the way right now. He's not better at all, right? And that's just purely from a football stance, not even a rivalry Eagles Cowboys stance. You know what I'm saying?
He looked a lot better on Sunday though.
His team should have looked better because his team is better from top to bottom, and they're healthy.
Missing our best running back too.
Yeah, we was missing everybody. Our best wide receiver, our best running back, our best lineman.
I was impressed with Dak on Sunday, though. I was impressed. He looked good.
He made some good throws.
Yeah, he made some
good
throws.
And runs, too.
He made some good throws and some good runs, but again,
I can't give him too much credit.
Yeah, but he also took the L. The Cowboys also took that L.
They also took the L.
And unfortunately, we are too. We're going on too. We're not beating the Rams.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing, though.
You guys can't be losing to a team from Major League Soccer, though. That's just unacceptable.
First of all, I'm not counting this loss, this week one loss. Like we came in banged up. It's stuff, it gets weird in the first week and we super injured. It's whatever. Chiefs Texans happened on Thursday. That was the first game. And the Chiefs look like they picked up right where they left.
It looked like they won the Super Bowl last year.
Literally, they look like but they look like it was just a continuation. Like they didn't have a COVID break with no preseason. They're gonna be a problem for the rest of the league at this point. I mean, people talk about Super Bowl hangover and stuff like that, but I know it's only one game, but they don't look to me like, you know what I mean? Like it's too much of a hangover situation. Defensively,
running back.
The rookie
already explosive offense.
Yeah.
Like he came in and got 100 yards in his first NFL
off
game.
the rip. Yeah.
I didn't know anything
against
about
J.J.
him.
Watt in the middle.
Right.
Yeah. I was noticing that the mock drafts and stuff had him going really high, and I was like,
they did. I picked him high in my fantasy draft. I picked him about third or fourth, and I typically don't do that, but everybody had this guy high, and I'm like, who is Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
He went in the top 2 rounds in 2 of my drafts. Flew off the board.
Yeah. People are really high on him for a while.
He came from the baby NFL. You know what I mean? He played in the SEC. That's the baby NFL. He was prepared for this.
Yeah.
So I wasn't shocked.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why Big Red couldn't do this when he was wearing green.
And it's funny because I got into a conversation with somebody about Andy Reid this past weekend. And I had to let them know, like, listen, I've watched Andy Reid as close as you could watch him before he got to the Chiefs, and he needed a transcendent all-world talent at quarterback like Patrick Mahomes to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because Andy Reid has underachieved a lot in his career. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a lot of those Eagles teams had a lot of talent on them. You know what I'm saying? And so for him to not get, over the hump and win not one Super Bowl, but constantly go to the NFC Championship game, constantly win the division, and then, lose, get knocked off, you know what I'm saying, when they got there. Like he underachieved a lot, and a lot of it was piss poor play calling. You know what I'm saying?
Piss poor play
calling. It's not that Andy Reid just all of a sudden like turned the switch on and everything like that. Like he has Patrick Mahomes on his team, and he has this all-star team of an offensive roster, and now the defense is showing up.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, at every position. They stack.
It's crazy.
They are a fantasy team. They're literally a fantasy football team, like in real life.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So the Chiefs are looking like they're the favorites again to get back. That Bucs. So the Bucs Saints game was obviously a big one. They said this did 26 million views or something like that. It was the biggest since the Super Bowl as far as viewership goes. Because people wanted to see Tom Brady get slapped. And he did. They lost. The Saints won. I picked the Saints to win that division. That's how you started off. That's a division loss. That's a big loss for them. And the other thing that I drafted Mike Evans. Mike Evans is hurt, and that's gonna hurt them a lot if he's not gonna get over this hump.
Yeah.
But
he was giving up on routes and everything.
Yeah, it hurt them a lot. Their lack of continuity because he wasn't able to practice with Tom as much, and the injury. He just wasn't himself. I'm actually not worried about them. I thought he looked fine. I just think that's what happens when you go to a new system and you've got players you've never played with before.
You're talking about
Tom Brady. I think they're still the Bucs in general. I think they're still going to win that division.
I don't think they're going to win the division because the Saints are still in that division, and I think the Saints let people know y'all forgot that we were still here. And
true.
And their
true,
defense is better.
But it was in New Orleans, and it was still close. I didn't think it should have been that close.
It was in New Orleans with no fans though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That makes a crazy difference.
That's supposed to be an opportunity for the Bucs, but again, that's a tough W right there.
And to me, 34-23, is not really they pulled away and that was the game. To me,
that was what hurt Michael Thomas.
This didn't seem like a close game to me, huh? Yeah, and Michael Thomas was hurt. Yeah,
he hurt his ankle.
Yeah. So I think that they are the one team that can really match them talent for talent. You know what I'm saying? And their defense is better. That's the thing.
Yeah. They do have good defense.
The Saints always had this weak spot at defense, and now they don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's and like you said, Tom Brady's in a new offense. It already seems like they having some problems because Bruce Arians came out and said. That one pick six was on him. He said Tom made some mistakes, and Tom get butthurt real easy. And it seems like they're gonna have some issues because Bruce Arians does not hold his tongue, and he came out week one, the first Monday after the game, and he's like, "Yeah, that was Tom Brady's fault." You know what I'm saying? So. I think everybody need to calm down on the Tom Brady trade and the Bucs. I think everybody went to Super Bowl. They went in the division.
They went Tom Brady to the Bucs was gonna be a new dynasty.
We gotta calm down. We got
Gronk is back.
Because the other problem is
football in the year.
How about that? What did Gronk do? For all those who drafted Gronk, how do y'all feel today?
Gronk put up 5 points in my ESPN league, right?
Yeah, I told people to stay away from Gronk.
I just didn't. I don't. It's not even like Gronk is the number one tight end option on the team.
No, he's not. They got three tight. They got three dope tight.
They don't even need him. He just came on board because Tom called him and said, "Yo, let's one more crack at it."
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. And fantasy wise, my thing was stay away from Gronk because. You never really want guys. You want guys that play in good offenses, but you don't want guys that play in these all-star offenses where they could just spread the ball around. I mean, it's
it's weird though because sometimes you do want those guys. If on that Rams squad a couple of years ago, everybody had those numbers.
It's rare though.
But it takes a certain system that really spreads it out.
Yeah, it's rare because if you get. Even with Mike Evans, even with me having Mike Evans, I'm nervous because it's so many. It's only one ball, and Brady has so many options. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a good game for Mike Evans with Jameis Winston might look very different with Tom Brady because he's going to spread the ball around. He's not going to get the deep ball like he used to. Tom Brady don't got the arm that Jameis had. Now he's going to make better decisions, but he's not.
But
he's not throwing that deep ball.
But his arm looked good on Sunday. He made some great deep throws on Sunday.
He made some good passes. It just they're not used to each other.
I don't think the frequency of the deep pass is going to be there because Jameis was airing it out like a 30 lot.
For 30.
Yeah, Jameis was airing it out 30 for 30. He trying to go 30 for 30, and he don't care. But I don't think that the frequency of those deep balls is going to be there. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So fantasy purposes, I'm thinking about that as well. As well as the fact that they're going to spread the ball around a lot. You know what I mean?
Even the running backs, everybody was, they got Leonard for that. They already got 3 other running backs. Like, how much can one person get?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
They're going to spread it around a lot. I mean, that's just what Tom Brady does anyway. And that's what that offense wants to do.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see how they get it together. I mean, Tom Brady made some mistakes. And what I like about him is how quickly he just snaps out of it. You know what I mean? He's obviously a veteran, but doing it a long time. Yeah. But I think with those weapons around him, I still think they're going to be okay. I wasn't picking them for Super Bowl like some people, but I still think they'll compete for the division. I picked them to win.
I think they're competing for the division, but I just don't think that I don't think they're winning. If they get into the playoffs, it's going to be because they added that extra spot.
ESPN had them going 13-3.
Yeah, y'all wilding.
Like,
y'all tripping.
They was going to go 8-0.
That's a lot.
8-0 to start the season. 2 middle season losses and like one.
I scheduled that loss. As soon as I seen the Saints in week 1, I said loss. Scheduled that.
Yeah, we
check it down.
Actually,
it's over.
I think we predicted that when me and Rhino, Joe, and I think you and I were a game off of each other, maybe 10 and 11 wins.
Yeah,
I think Rhino picked them higher, but.
Yeah, I think they're I think they're gonna be all right, but I think they're gonna be battling for that extra spot to get in.
The Saints are still the Saints.
The Saints are still the Saints, period. With a better defense, so that should be scary. Speaking of Brady,
did you hear, by the way, that Brady almost the Saints wanted to get him because they thought Breeze was retiring?
Brady. They said that
Sunday.
Yeah, they said that Brady's first choice was gonna be the Saints if Breeze retired.
Would have made sense.
Which would have been smart. Yeah.
Would have made sense.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Speaking of Brady, Bill Belichick and his new quarterback went into Miami and got the W. They also got into a bit of a fist fight at the end because somebody tried to snatch Cam's chain off. They was mad. Yeah, but Cam went out and bought. Cam is turning everybody into these lukewarm Patriot fans because I know a lot of people who didn't like the Patriots, me included, on Sunday was like, go Cam, go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want Cam to ball out in New England. And they didn't do a lot through the air, but it was like Bill Belichick attacks your weaknesses. So why? If we can just gas you. Like if we can just gas you in the running game. And that's what they did. And they won 21-11. They look like they're going to be all right.
They don't have wide receivers though.
That's the thing.
Like, they cut Muhammad Sanu. They don't have a tight end.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's funny because what I did hear, what I was going to save for later, but what I did hear is that Allen Robinson is getting into a bit of a scuffle with the Bears right now.
He asked for a trade and took him off of social media.
Yeah. So
in 2020, that's the cue I'm going.
That's the cue. We out. Like if you all
girlfriend, you're off of social media.
All of that. Like, pay attention to the social because that's how you know what's really about to go down. And he basically said we broke up on social media.
Yeah.
Right. So knowing Bill Belichick, he takes chances. Like, he'll go out and grab. He did it with Chad Ochocinco. He did it with Antonio Brown. If Bill is paying it, so if Bill is paying attention, I wouldn't be surprised if he just said, all right, let's go grab Allen Robinson.
I like Cam and Allen Robinson together. If Cam can get that deep ball, I think that'll work out good for him. Like, Cam ain't really have no star. Did he play with Steve Smith?
Yeah, he did. He
Since
played with Steve
Smith. He ain't really have nobody. Like,
yeah, he didn't. Steve Smith was kind of it. You know what I mean?
He was at the end of the road by then.
Yeah, he was older. He was older too.
Yeah, the saving grace for the Pats is always that their division just somehow stays bad all the time. The Bills are better. The Jets still look bad.
I like the Bills.
And the Dolphins are obviously the Dolphins. So,
the Jets are going to be bad until Adam Gase leaves. I don't know what to say about the Dolphins because they bought in half of the Patriots defense. So I don't know what happened with that. But the Bills, if the Bills can get it together, I think
it's gonna be between them and the Bills. Yeah, it's going to come down to them and the Bills. But I'm taking Bill Belichick and Cam Newton over.
It just comes down to coaching. I'm taking Bill.
Exactly.
As much as I hate him, I'm taking
him. Now he got a quarterback. I was taking him when he had Stidham, and now he got a real quarterback. Yeah, they win in that division. I'm not. You can book that.
Are you picking him to win in the division?
Who? The Patriots?
You picking him to win in the division?
Yeah, I'm picking them to win the division. Yeah. I like that. I like them. I like Cam in that system. I think they're gonna be all right, and especially if they go grab Allen Robinson. But we'll keep an eye on that.
If they get an option, they might can pull off. But right now, I got them second. I got them making the playoffs, but I got them second.
Yeah, I can see that. It's gonna be a tough one between them and the Bills. And the last one we're gonna get to is the Cowboys-Rams game. The Cowboys took that L, which made the day a lot better for everybody else, especially Eagles fans. And they wasn't supposed to. That was another win where you supposed to see it on the calendar. Cowboys and they was favored. They was favored at the Rams. I can't remember what the spread was.
They were supposed to win.
My thing is, if you the Cowboys and you got all that talent, because we hearing it again. We hearing it. Well, the Cowboys they Super Bowl favorites. They gonna win the division. The Cowboys had talent last year, and they was healthy, and they didn't win their division last year, right? So I'm trying to figure out what's making everybody do this again. Why are we doing this again?
So they're gonna say it's a new coach. Jason Garrett left, so now they got Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is this genius that can pull. This is the thing.
When did Mike McCarthy show us he was a genius? When did it happen?
That's what they say. Jason Garrett was the opposite of anything smart.
He was.
My thing is, if Jerry Jones runs the Cowboys, they're going to find a way.
Because Jerry Jones is the coach. If we really let's be real about this.
He's pulling the strings.
He's pulling the strings. Yeah, because guess why he hired Mike McCarthy, which this was rumored and everybody heard about this. Most people heard about it. He hired him because he knew that he was going to be susceptible to whatever it is that he had to say. He knew that's what he was going to do. He was going to acquiesce to him. And that's so crazy. Otherwise he would have Mike McCarthy wasn't the best coach on the market when they was looking.
Nah.
I can't remember some of the other names, but it was like some people with some better resume. You know what I'm saying? And Mike McCarthy is another one of those guys who we can't act like he didn't underachieve too, because he had not only did he have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
He got AR-12, man.
But he had a couple stints where they had enough talent to win. He never really did a good job in shoring up the defense for them, because I feel like Aaron Rodgers never really had he never had those defenses those real a solid defense. But Mike McCarthy has showed us that he can pile on the L's. You know what I'm saying? He could come up short when he needs to be. So I never saw that Mike McCarthy hire as watch out for the Cowboys now. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest. I didn't know what to think about it, but after watching the game, even though they lost, I actually thought both of the offenses looked good and both of the defenses looked solid. It was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
It was a good game.
And first of all, even before the game, that stadium in your hood, Joe, looks amazing.
Man, that thing looks like a spaceship, bro.
I just watched it on best NFL stadiums when they was making it. I was like, this is absolutely insane.
Man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to a game at some point, man. It looks amazing.
For sure.
But yeah, I think I'm actually, so before we saw any games, I had picked Philly, admittedly, without really knowing much about any of the teams or the moves they had made other than McCarthy. I'm actually going to switch my pick now. I'm going to go Dallas to win that division. I think their receiver talent is great, which when you have a quarterback that isn't like a super talent, but is very solid and good, you need that talent around you. Yeah. It looks like they're going to incorporate Zeke, which I don't know what they were doing last year with Zeke. I mean, he's incredible. And they also have one or two other running backs that have some talent as well. They have a little bit offensive line issues, but for the most part, they're solid, and I think the defense is solid enough. They also had some injuries. They lost their tight end. They lost one of their linebackers within the first quarter or something
for the
like
year.
That. One of which one?
I think the tight end is going for the year.
I think you're right.
He is. Jarwin. It was Jarwin.
And Vandergosh got hurt too, right?
Yeah, he broke his collarbone. Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it was,
wide receiver wise, they're stacked. Like I absolutely cried when I saw their draft pick was CD Lamb. Like
I wanted him. I wanted him.
Yo, and it's crazy because Philadelphia fans, we don't give you a chance to explain yourself before we go off.
Right, at all.
When Howie didn't make the trade, we lost it. Like, you have lost your rabbit. But they said Howie was on the phone with the Falcons for like an hour, and they just would not trade because they didn't know who they wanted to draft.
Right.
Because they were idiots.
Right.
We lost out on CD Lamb. Now I like Dylan Rigger. I like them in college. I'm not opposed, but I mean, in CD Lamb, they got a chance to get 3 1,000-yard wide receivers in one season. Like, and Zeke is, I don't know what these little comparisons are coming out with. They saying Zeke not top 10. Zeke is
definitely Zeke been top 5. Yeah, Zeke been top 5. He never wasn't top 5. I don't know where that came from.
Even when he missed 4 games, he still had over 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
he's definitely top 5, if not top 3.
Zeke is the best player on that team.
He's nice, and when they utilize him in the receiving game more like they did the other night, I mean, he just turns nothing into dangerous. A huge gain. Like literally, he'll catch and you like, oh, that's not going anywhere, and he just takes off. And he's just you can't replace talent. That's
what's going to kill the Eagles the most. Like when we played the Giants and we played the Cowboys, I'm not concerned about the outside because we saw last year that nobody can stop Amari Cooper in crunch time because he doesn't really want the ball.
Right.
CeeDee Lamb is a little speedy, so we might have to double him. But like Michael Gallup is okay, but they're not real. Yeah. They're going to get the ball to Zeke, and he's going to run rampant, and we're going to die. And Saquon Barkley calf muscles look like a tractor-trailer tire. There's no stop, and he still jumps over you. Like, no stopping this guy. So when they come
here's my thing with the Cowboys, though. We could say this about them every year. Every year we could say, look at the talent they got on the offensive side.
They got it.
Look at the talent. And they don't do it. They just don't do it. Guess what? We just talked about how much talent they had for the past 5 minutes on this podcast. They lost on Monday. They lost.
It was a good game, though.
Fuck that. They lost. Why did they lose? Tell me, why did they? All the talent.
The Rams look great.
They're a better team than the Rams.
They look great.
They got more talent than the Rams.
I don't know if they're a better team than the Rams.
Oh, yes.
The Rams looked really good.
Who do the Rams got talent-wise that stacks up against what the Cowboys talent has?
They have plenty of talent.
Aaron Donald was destroying the middle of that line. He went through. I watched the play.
Right.
He hit 2 offensive linemen and Zeke all in one hand motion and still got the
He did. I saw that. Yeah.
Bro, he hit all.
He's a monster.
And
he's a monster.
I'm saying name. So we talking about Ezekiel Elliott. We talking about the rookie bull Amari Cooper. Who talent wise? How does the Rams talent wise stack up against that Cowboys team?
Like
they
Cooper
don't.
Cup. I'm not gonna lie.
Cooper Cup. That's what you come back. If I name you,
think about it.
That's what you come back with. Cooper Cup.
Robert Woods is nice too, though.
They spread the ball.
But Robert Woods is
Higbee.
Nice.
But Higbee's nice, and the other thing with them is those running backs they have. That dude Brown is a truck.
Yeah.
And then they've got 2 other guys, and it's kind of like with the honestly, and he gets compared to him all the time. But McVay's legit, dude. His system alone can maximize that talent he's got. So, but they looked good. I was very impressed. But I was also impressed with the Dallas offense as well. So
it came down to defense. Who was going to get that first stop?
Right. I think they're both playoff teams. Or I'm going to say I think they're both playoff teams. And it's just tough because the Rams are in a very tough division. But they got off to a good
might
start.
Not be a playoff team.
Yeah, but they got off to a good start because the Niners already lost. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's true. But we gotta pump the brakes on the Cowboys again and let them do it on the field because every year we can look at their roster and be like, "Well, the Cowboys got it. They're gonna do it."
This is the first year JT Harker's predicting that they win the conference, go to the playoffs.
All right. Well, this is the first year you're gonna be wrong then in that prediction.
Crunch time, they're not it.
They not it. We got a game 7 in the NBA.
Yes,
now I don't know if this game 7 snuck up on y'all, but it snuck up on me like 100%.
Oh, did it?
Bro,
did it ever?
Let me tell you something. So they played Friday, I think it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at one point I turned on the game Friday and they was up like almost 20. They was up like
about 20.
17, 18 points or something like that. So I turned it off. I don't want to watch them front run and I'm good. I turned it off, went about my weekend. Then Sunday, I think I didn't notice that there was a game Sunday. So I'm thinking the series, like they were up 3-1 on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I turned, I'm not paying attention to it. Sunday, I didn't realize that there was a game on. And then I look and I'm like, wait a minute, game 7. I hear something about a game 7. I checked. They had a game. They came back. The Nuggets came back on Friday, beat them. What was it? 111-105. And then came back on Sunday and beat them 111-98. And the Joker was apparently doing work to them.
And Jamal Murray. But it's Jamal Joker.
Yeah. It seemed like the Joker was doing this thing.
So JT, Joe's a LeBron fan, so I know you get this, right? But I'm an avid LeBron fan. It's been my guy since I see like 2002 when I first introduced to him, right?
Right.
Since he came into the league, he's been catching slack for everything, right?
Everything, yeah.
Brian has never been up 3-1 in the series.
Nah.
And it went to a game 7.
Never.
They always, LeBron got this stacked team. LeBron has one star that he plays with now. Them role players can't even play their role every time.
Right. Right.
All year, I've been hearing, the Clippers are stacked. They got depth.
The dogs.
Look at this team. They got Kawhi. PG's a monster.
Yeah.
Playoff
P.
I love it. Keep that energy. Keep
it.
It came down then because for years, LeBron's scared of the West. Okay, yep. LeBron came to the West year 16. He came to the West. Yep. Re-injury, Lakers was number 4.
Yep.
After injury, the young Bulls couldn't hold it, so LeBron said, "Listen, enough is enough. Yeah. I'm not here for this. They got to go."
Yeah, straight up, clean slate. Get them all out of here. Take them back to college.
Year 17, LeBron is 35 years old.
Yep.
He leads the Lakers to number 1 seed in the West.
Yep.
Over the Clippers.
Yep.
We took a couple losses. That happens. That was fumbles and random. They're going to lose in a regular season.
Yep.
Number 1 in the West.
Yep.
He led the league in assists.
Yep.
He still averaged 25 points a game and 8 rebounds with Anthony Davis.
Yes.
We got to the bubble. We lost our best on-ball defender, Avery Bradley, because he fighting the power.
Yep.
Rondo breaks his thumb in practice.
Yep.
Danny Green, I think he left his shot in outside the bubble. His shot is gone. He left his shot.
Danny Green's shot is missing.
It's gone. Kuz didn't start hooping until his girlfriend flew an airplane in the sky.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they put Markieff Morris in the game to really rough somebody up.
Yeah.
Because game 1 against Portland, my phone was blowing. Y'all done.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Only 1 game.
Of course. They said, hey, we talked about this. We was done.
You know what I call it?
People was picking the Portland to win the series.
Chuck said we was gonna get swept on TNT.
Yes, he did. He said we was.
So I call it a gentleman's sweep. You get game 1.
Yeah.
Because sports is all about adjustment.
Right.
Brian said, "All right, this is what they're gonna do. Boom, I got you. 4 straight, you're done."
Yep.
The Rockets come out game 1.
It happened again. It happened again. Y'all done.
They lit the sky up.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Listen, everybody knows the Rockets can't do this before games. They don't play defense.
Yeah.
But you know what else they did? The Lakers trapped James Harden for 4 games in a row.
No adjustments.
For 48 minutes.
Yep.
They trapped James Harden.
Yep.
And not one time did Mike D'Antoni say, you know what? Maybe this is not working.
Yep.
The Lakers played defense. Now, this Clippers team, who touts, the finals MVP, greatest defender of all time, if you ask these people.
Yep. Yep. They Pippen and Jordan.
3-1.
3-1.
Pippen and They call AD and LeBron, Bron's washed. Greek Freak is better.
Yep.
Greek Freak lost in the second round again.
Your MVP.
Kawhi is the face of the NBA now.
Yes.
They losing to the Nuggets. They were up 3-1.
It snuck up on me.
Playoff people was having mental breakdowns. Kawhi was hooping, but where's Lemon Pepper Lou?
But here's the Lemon Pepper Lou ain't been the same since he got back from Magic City. And it must have been something in the wings.
I have to say
it might have been the toss.
I agree with you completely on the LeBron thing though, because I get tired of. I know Joe has to deal with it a lot, but I get tired of people disrespecting the clear-cut second greatest player of all time.
The GOAT.
He's clearly the greatest player of his generation. But real talk though, like the problem with the Clippers, even if they get through this series, is no one's going to be able to stop AD. And then at the end of the day, they have LeBron James. So
that's
even
what's
though
happening with Joker, with the Joker.
And Joker,
Joker, he does whatever he wants.
Let's talk about Joker right now. He is. I can't even think of another name that's even close. The best center in the league right now, and what he's doing. Not just all around, but he can drop 40 on you. He could drop 50 if he wants to, but he's got to give some love to Jamal. That dude can do
15 and 10.
Everything on the court.
Everything.
Yes.
He will if you want him to.
He will shoot on offense, grab your rebound, push the ball, set up the offense, get an assist, or set it up to get the ball back, score, and then go play defense again.
Yes. Yes.
And
he lost weight.
And do it while looking like the main character from Minions.
Exactly.
Yes. Like he about to serve you a sandwich at Subway.
The Lakers got JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard chilling. They chilled the whole series. They might have played garbage minutes, like a total of 20.
That was it. I don't think they barely even played.
Like Marcus and Markieff gonna cancel each other out. They play horribly against each other. I don't know why, but they do. They've been doing that since high school. They don't play well against
their games look so much alike. It's weird.
They are alike. It's
they
crazy.
are.
But then, like, I love Trez's energy, but then we can match Trez's energy because Trez got to use that same energy offense and defense against AD. That's not gonna happen. But you know what's funny to me though too? Kawhi don't play LeBron the whole game. Like people be making these perceptions like,
no,
Kawhi.
No, he doesn't.
When they played the Lakers in the bubble, it was Paul George, Kawhi. They were switching off, but then it was like Marcus Morris was playing LeBron.
They throw. That's the thing. That was my thing. That's why I said that AD is gonna be the X factor if we see the Lakers Clippers series because they have bodies to throw at LeBron. They could throw Mars. They could throw Paul. They could throw Kawhi. But with AD, Zubac and Trez they not gonna get it done. Yeah, and on top of that, the energy that they had to expend on the defensive end to stop AD, both of them, Zubac and Trez, are offensively challenged. Like both of them, for real. Like when Trez was giving you 20 and 10 a night, there was 20 layups. Like that's what it was. You know what I'm saying?
But that's when Paul George was gone and he had the opportunity to catch the ball.
Right.
PG is dominant. Kawhi is dominant. Like they're not giving up that rock for real.
Right.
Yeah, and Ron is not here to play with these people. He said, "Listen, now enough is a damn enough. Like, period. I'm sick of the disrespect. If everything y'all said I couldn't do, I did in year 17. I want to smoke.
Period.
Like, I don't give a damn if it's Denver or LA. I want to smoke.
And my thing is with LA, with the Clippers, I'm hearing all of this defense talk. Like, they pause the clamp down, Kawhi's the clamp down. Because we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I said Jamal Murray needs to step it up and be more aggressive. And me and JT had a conversation about this on the podcast. I said the issue is that Jamal Murray has the ability to go off for 80 points in 2 games. But he gets into this series, and all of a sudden, he was playing super passive in the first couple games. The game that they won, 20 and 26 from Jamal Murray. Yeah. Like that's what you need from Jamal. It can't just be the Joker going off and doing his thing. Like Jamal Murray, you gotta show up.
Yeah, no. you at least need him to force the issue because you can't have to. I mean, I love Michael Porter Jr., but he's a year or two away from being that guy in the playoffs that you can rely on night in, night out.
But JT, that's just what happened.
I love the kid. He's good. But he also just shit on who was it that he dunked on?
Trez.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Trez
Trez
got
got
charged, and oh man, it was nasty.
But that's what happened that we were talking about. JT, Jamal got aggressive. Remember, I said he needs to be aggressive. It don't matter who out there, because the Clippers front court defense is not what everybody is saying it is. On paper, we can call them Scotty and Jordan and all this other stuff, but not with
20 and 26, Joe, is a lot different. And I agree with you. He's got to be aggressive, because you're not going to win this series if he's not. But it's a lot different than 30 and 40 and 50 that he was putting up before. Right. Literally willing them to win.
Against the Nuggets.
But the thing is,
the Jazz. Yeah.
The difference,
Jazz.
The difference in that series that I saw and that I was talking about is the persistence, the aggression. Like Jamal was coming down and was going for it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
He don't have to look in these games that they just won 2 straight. He don't have to score 50 to beat the Clippers. That's my point.
He doesn't have to.
He don't have to. He just has to be aggressive.
Right. But my point was, it's just different. That's a very different front. Maybe they're not as good as people say. They're underachieving right now. It's disappointing with the Clippers.
I saw a clip on Instagram today of the great Zen Master, right?
Uh-huh.
I think it was when the Lakers played the Celtics in the finals. Mm-hmm. And in the clip, he's clearly saying, don't stress, don't worry. Doc Rivers knows how to lose the game in the fourth quarter.
Ha!
Like he clearly knows how to lose the game. It's no way possible y'all have this highly touted defensive team and y'all give up 16-point leads back-to-back games in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. You can't be Jordan and Pippen giving up 20 points. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
You can't even be Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley.
No,
this type of defense.
You can't.
This is ridiculous.
Y'all stop with the Clippers, dog. They lock down all this. No, you can't be locked down, super locked down defenders when you giving up 20-point leads on a nightly basis.
Yeah,
somebody told me this last week, oh, don't worry about it. The Clippers are just coasting. You know what I mean? This ain't no biggie.
They just gonna ass to the couch. That's what they're gonna do.
Float. They're gonna float through this series against the Nuggets, and the Lakers not gonna win. That's okay.
I will say though that Joe, the Nuggets and the Celtics were both my picks of teams of the future in their respective conferences. And as we see the Celtics Eastern Conference Finals, still my pick to go to the finals. The Nuggets are nice, man. They're really tough. I mean, next year and years to come, they might be the squad, other than if my Warriors go and get Giannis. But it's going to be tough. They're really good.
I'm boycotting the NBA if that happens.
Bull's not even really playing yet. He's super talented.
No, he's good.
It's going to be interesting. But let me ask you this question though. If they lose this series, or even if they lose to the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, does Doc Rivers still have a job the following season?
I think so. I think he locked in.
He might.
I think he locked in. They're not going to.
I don't want to hear no more of this Kawhi shit.
I'm done with it. I'm done with the Kawhi shit. I don't want to hear nothing about. I'm done. Let me tell you something. Win or lose this series, I'm done with the Kawhi talk. I'm done with it. And here's another thing. Let's stop calling this the battle of LA. This is not a battle for LA. Because LA is a Lakers town. It was a Lakers town. It is a Lakers town. And it will be a Lakers town. The Clippers could win 40 championships in the next 50 years, and it's going to be a Lakers town. And especially when LeBron King James is here, it's going to be a Lakers town. It's not going to be. Kawhi don't even talk.
He set it up too. Like, people don't realize how smart Brian is. Brian said, all right, cool. I know I don't got that many more years. Maybe 3 or 4. If I play at this pace, I can play another 5.
Right.
I bought my young bull in. AD's only 25, 26?
Yeah.
I leave.
Yeah.
He got it.
Yeah.
All he got to do is find him a young bull or find him somebody that he can. He set this whole thing up.
Yeah.
And another argument I got into was Rondo's not worth nothing. You don't need Rondo.
No, I said we needed Rondo.
He was the biggest deciding factor in the
series.
I said that last.
Rondo was the X factor in the last series.
They said why? I said Rondo controls the ball and he can control the flow of the game, and LeBron will listen to him and let him do his thing. Rondo was smacking threes, hitting rebounds. He had Russell Westbrook talking about double me down 30.
Yeah.
Like he's a much better playoff Patrick Beverly.
Yes. And the thing about Rondo, that people don't understand, the casual NBA fan may not understand, is that Rondo makes sound decisions. Rondo has a higher basketball IQ than the average Bear, and people don't take those intangibles into account. I take into even when I talk about the LeBron Jordan thing. I say LeBron has a higher basketball IQ than Jordan does. I take that into account.
It's untrue.
It is true, no. But I take that into account. Like LeBron can orchestrate a basketball game in a way that we never saw Michael Jordan do. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Michael, impose his offensive will as an individual in the game, but we haven't seen him play conductor and be a basketball savant like we've seen from LeBron. Rondo has some of that, and the problem with the Lakers was when LeBron is not on the floor, they used to fall apart. They didn't have nobody to even help orchestrate the game and help keep the offense going. The offense was stagnant. It was just Kuz doing some weird one-on-one stuff or something, and it looked terrible. And the thing that Rondo brings to the table is when Rondo steps on the court and LeBron can step off, we can still push the offense. We can still be out there and look like a basketball team and not like chickens with our heads cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, anybody who say Rondo wasn't needed and all that, they don't know what they talking about. And
I ain't even gonna lie. You know who said that to me the most?
Who?
Sixers fans.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
They burn a hole in my heart, and I'm from the city.
Because they think
Sixers fans piss me off.
Yeah,
they think they know everything about.
They also think they could win with Ben Simmons, with a point guard who can't shoot, and your star player can't shoot. No, you can't.
And can't stay healthy. Like, cut it out, man.
No.
Like, these playoffs have showed to people that LeBron is still just as imposing as he wants to be, and Rondo is a factor, but AD is literally that guy. Like, it's nothing they can do.
AD has to be aggressive the same way I talk about Jamal being aggressive. Like, AD has to be aggressive and not settle for the mid-range, but like be aggressive and impose his will on them, foul to get them guys to go to the line. AD is a 80-something% foul shooter.
AD's got to be the leading scorer in that series.
Yes, he does.
As great as LeBron is, you can't expect LeBron at this age at least to against that defense to be, he's gonna still get his, but you can't expect him to have to carry the load scoring wise, and especially there's no excuse, and then there's no excuse for AD because no one on that team can guard you.
No,
everybody's undersized, and you've got two other towers on you, playing with you.
Yeah.
But he's never been here before, right? He's never been in this position before.
So now it's time.
Those are the questions I've been asking about AD. We know LeBron can do it. Can AD step up, in Western Conference Finals and the finals and not get shell-shocked, which maybe having the crowd there will not having a crowd
and
there
that's the crazy part.
Maybe, yeah.
Because the Clippers never been there either. Only person that's really been there is Kawhi.
It's Kawhi on that team. And we see how Paul George come up short. I can't wait to watch this Game 7 because we see how Paul George come up short.
Did they forget what happened? PG 24
how about that?
Bron 6?
Playoff P. Playoff P.
Is he not playing well? Because every time I check his numbers, he's got good numbers.
So he plays good in spurts.
Inconsistent?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And he'll get numbers, but not necessarily have a good game.
It's not efficient.
It's not efficient.
He'll have 24, but he'll shoot like 8 for 24.
Yeah, and be breaking layups in clutch time and stuff like that.
And his defense is not the best. You know what I mean? Like they've been kind of going at him. Not like.
Oh yeah, we seen it.
Teams you wouldn't expect to be like, all right, I'm gonna go at him. Like, no, they was really at him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like you have to put the pressure on them. You can't just sit back and let their reputation play the game. Like, no, put pressure on them. Make them guard you. Make them guard you. Make them stick you. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not what everybody is making them out to be defensively. Like, they have talent. Do the Clippers have talent? Yes, but they're not. We trying to make them the '96 Bulls, and they're not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, let's take a breather.
And if Bron win this, I don't care what nobody in the world say. Basketball historian, current player. Oh, I don't care. If Bron wins a chip in LA, I'm a kiss. Listen, that is the
Listen,
the goat.
It's
Cleveland never won a
rap.
chip. Bron got him.
Yup.
He won 2 in Miami, and if you go to LA and they ain't did nothing since before Cole,
Yep.
Like cut, man. Listen, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
So
listen. My only thing is, we've been all waiting for this Clippers Lakers series. Let me tell y'all, the Clippers better win. They better win this game 7, bro.
None of them have a good game 7 record though. Kawhi only won game 7 last year,
bro.
Off the 50 bounce, John. Doc Rivers don't win in game 7s. Like the history is against him. They not good game 7.
The Clippers.
Ty Lue leaving.
The Clippers better
leaving.
not
He got to get
lose.
another job.
They better not lose this series.
I'm a Michael Jordan fan. I'm not even used to game 7s.
Oh man,
I dig it.
Guess what you is used to though? Getting bounced in the first round.
When I was a kid, I didn't even know what a game.
Portland was supposed to do to us. You know what I told them, B?
I didn't even know what a game.
What? True Ghosts don't get swept in the first round. That's not something that Brian does. That's something that your guy does.
Your guy game 7 was.
Your guy gets swept in the first round.
I thought series only went 6 games when I was a
Portland
kid.
Trailblazers
back in the day, first couple rounds went to 5 games. So you know
the Portland Trailblazers going to sweep y'all. And I said, no. That's what your guy gets. Our guy never lost in the first. We don't know what that's like.
My guy never missed the playoffs.
We don't know what that's like. Getting bounced early. We don't know what that's like. Year? No, he ain't make the playoffs every year.
Michael Jordan?
Not every year. Not the first couple years.
He played
every year.
Every year. Jordan played 15 seasons, bro.
Every year.
He lost. He didn't make it with the Wizards.
Yeah, how about that?
The Wizards.
Did he play?
I'm sorry, we're counting the Wizards.
Did he play?
We're counting the Wizards.
Now, we don't count that. Come on. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Everybody got.
We don't count. We don't count when it came as an owner to just decide to play at 40 years old. We don't count.
Bill Russell got player, coach, championship rings.
Hey, they were the best out of those 5 teams in the league.
The people with the most selective memory is Jordan Stans. It's Jordan Apollo. Nobody got a more selective memory than a
It's not selective. There's a reason. There's a reason.
All of the facts.
There's a reason nobody talks about Jordan's 40-year-old Wizards teams.
Did he play?
It's not the same.
Was that a year that he played?
I'm talking about the Bulls
years. Good games. He had some good year. He had some good games with the Wizards.
He could still play. He could still play. Nobody else on the team could. That's the problem.
But guess what?
I saw a picture of him in the cool gray 11s.
Was he in the NBA when he was wearing a Wizards uniform?
He was wearing it.
So don't say, he ain't never made. No, he played. Period. That's it. He played.
He lost in the first round, like 7-8 times?
Stop with this revisionist history.
Stop. Okay.
How many times did you lose in the first round?
I'll stop with the revisionist history, but you need to stop with the fake facts.
Like,
how many facts?
How many times did he get swept?
Lost in the first round.
8 times in 8 sweeps?
We're just throwing out numbers now.
I mean,
this is like
we got alternative facts, like he ain't never missed a playoff. Like, what kind of alternative fact is that?
No, these are like these Kendrick Perkins facts here. Like, man,
LeBron,
35 years old. 35 years old. What was Michael Jordan doing at 35 years old? And I'm sitting here
what he was doing.
And I'm sitting there like,
was he playing at 35?
Wait a minute. He literally won a championship at 35.
I don't know.
He won a championship at 35.
And I'm
came back after 30.
I'm like, there's no way I got my facts better than Kendrick Perkins. And I look it up, I'm like,
the worst.
He won a champion. That was his last championship.
Perkins off sometimes.
Perkins is off, but
we gotta pick. What'd you say?
Mike lost a lot in the first round. Brian has never lost.
Yeah, that's not true. Ghosts don't lose in the first round. We gotta pick this. We gotta pick this. Who picked this Celtics Heat series? They just started that game. Who's winning that series? That's a hard pick for me. I got the
Celtics in 7.
And 7, and JT, you got the Celtics, huh?
Yeah. Celtics in 6.
You know what? I'm gonna go Heat in 7. I think it's a toss up. I think it's gonna be a long series. I think it's gonna be a hard.
I actually think it's a toss up. I think it's a toss up too.
And I'm gonna just go with it. I'm gonna go with that.
The Heat are tough, man.
I think really Jimmy Butler got that Game 7 experience. He got that. You know what I'm saying? I think.
And this is the year.
Offense to go against Kemba, Jalen, and
I think they do. The Bull Tyler Hero don't got no conscience.
I like
Bam Adebayo don't got no conscience. They not afraid of nobody. They played
and they're the
sound.
underdog, and nobody expected them to be there.
Yeah.
That's the Jimmy effect. Jimmy went down there, had them youngins in the gym at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Took them to the All-Star game.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go with the talent, and obviously my pick to go to the finals. I can't go back on it now. But the Heat, man, if they're gonna do it, this is the year, because you give Tatum one more year of playoff experience, and Kemba and all these guys playoff experience. It's a lock from here on out. You know, as far as what the Celtics are gonna be. But Miami's really tough.
Yeah, this is.
Can we talk about how good the Celtics are without Kyrie and with Kemba?
Yeah,
right.
It's a revolving door. With this, like over and over again with Kyrie.
That he left Cleveland.
Right.
And they also haven't had Hayward, who was supposed to be their franchise player when he went there before he got hurt.
He's coming back this series.
For this series.
Yeah. He passed quarantine. His ankle good, so he'll be back playing limited. Wow, I forgot about Hayward.
I forgot about him too. That might make me change my pick. Like, that's another dang. I forgot he was just right.
Yeah, if you bring him off the bench,
man. But I think the Heat respond well. You know what I'm saying? I think that even though Boston might maybe be a little deeper, I think the Heat can handle them. You know what I'm saying? And the Heat take care of business. They got a different swagger. So I'm excited to watch this series.
Either way, whatever team goes in the East, if they go up against the team in the purple and gold, they're out of here.
Let me tell you something.
Let's just clear the record. Doesn't matter who goes from the East.
It could be the Celtics.
Up in the finals, you're done.
It could be the Heat.
You're done.
It could be
all of them.
It could be all of them together. Lakers in 5. Okay.
Lakers in 5, easy.
Lakers in 5. Let's get out of here on this. So Trump agrees. I wrote in quotes to have Joe Rogan moderate a presidential debate between him and Joe Biden. Now, here's the thing. You ever see those memes that say nobody and then they say like somebody doing some wild shit? Like this is nobody, and then Trump agreeing to have like nobody asked him about like Joe Rogan moderating any debates or anything like that. But now I'm like, I'd love to see Joe Rogan.
He in my city. He in my city right now.
He is. What are you doing in Philly?
I don't know. I'm staying away from him. He downtown. I'm staying in the Northeast. I'm not going nowhere near that guy. Here all week. They said I'm not going near that guy, man.
Comedy.
Is Trump there? Trump is there?
Yeah, Trump down here.
Oh, I thought you said Joe Rogan was there.
No. Trump down here. I'm staying away from him. You know.
Oh yeah.
He already got the
careful.
Streets blocked off. I'm staying away from him. You know.
Yeah, so a Joe Rogan and Joe Biden debate moderated Trump and Joe Biden debate moderated by Joe Rogan, I think would be highly entertaining. Joe
Rogan he just doesn't take shit. Like,
I know
if you're gonna have him handle it, he's gonna, you know what I mean? He's gonna do it.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That would definitely be a good one.
So we all heard about the bubble gate, the situation with Rockets Daniel House.
The bubble gate.
Listen, the new nugget came out that Daniel House was married with 2-3 kids, bro.
And it wasn't a nurse that was there. It was a random that got in the hotel.
What?
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a COVID giver. It was some random that got in there and managed to make it to his room somehow. It wasn't nobody that was giving out tests.
The layers to this story keep falling. They keep getting worse. Okay, because his wife found out that he got suspended because of what was first deemed as like misorderly conduct. Like it was very vague. It was something very vague. And I don't know if y'all remember, but like for a whole game, nobody knew why he wasn't there.
I thought he was hurt, but they never said nothing.
They just knew he wasn't there because he was being investigated for something. Then that turns into he was being investigated because of like, you know, some type of COVID violation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm thinking like maybe he went out to meet the Uber driver, you know what I'm saying, Uber Eats, and he wasn't supposed to go down or something. I don't know. Then it came out.
They were saying that originally the nurse that was giving out the test somehow made us to get beyond the door.
Yeah.
Actually in the room.
Yeah. So then it was that Then it was that he was in violation because there was a COVID worker in his room. Turned out he was trying to knock the COVID worker off.
Right.
And now we're finding out it wasn't a COVID worker.
Nope. It was
like a stripper in a nurse's outfit.
I don't even know how she got past the front door. Like, how do you get past?
Well, they've been trying to
security?
sneak. They've been trying to sneak chicks in the bubble since the bubble started.
Do we have any pictures of this nurse outfit though?
No, we don't. Like, no one knows. Everybody's been looking for. Even my fiance was like, I want to see her. What she look like? Like, what the girl look like?
I want to see exactly what this all looks like.
To be in the bubble and know that you're gonna get caught and risk it all, she got to
risk it all. And because not only did you mess up and your wife found out about it, but you messed up the money because they told you don't come back. You got kicked out of the bubble before the playoff series was over. You got kicked out of the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got to go home regardless of y'all winning or not. So hey, babe, we in the semis. I'm home though. I'm not hurt. But
how about this? This was the last nugget. In the second round, they can tell their friends, their family or friends to come to the bubble. You can have them there in the bubble. I think Savannah is there.
It was up to like 5 people or something like that, right?
He told the wife not to come to the bubble. This boy is an idiot. Like, he told the wife to come. He told the wife not to come to the bubble. I think it was because he might have said something like, I don't want to get you sick, or I don't want to risk you and the kids or something like that. Meanwhile, because
you don't want to risk that. You don't want to risk that.
Man,
bad risk.
I mean, Jimmy said the same thing. Jimmy said it's a business trip. I don't need you here.
Man,
true.
You can say it. You can say it, but then you can't get caught with a COVID test with some chick dressed up as a nurse in your room. That's the only thing.
Like,
just because
man.
Just because he's a professional, on the basketball court doesn't mean he's a professional in life. Clearly, he's got a lot to learn.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's a hard task to be like with your family every day and just be in a bubble for like 2 months and just not have no type of nothing.
I can barely. I only see my son every other week, and I'm already sick of him, man. I've only had him for a day and a half.
It's like mad hostility. Like, that's why I was wondering, like, damn, there's a lot of fights in the bubble. This is why, like.
Well, because people not really releasing their stress like you supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Can I mention one other unfortunate situation though?
What's that?
Our new boy OBJ, just dropping a turd on Sunday, man. Just a really shitty game. You know what I mean? Just
OBJ,
shitty fantasy points. Shitty lifestyle choices.
Let me tell you,
Baker don't make it no better. Baker says, I can't force him the ball. It just got to be organic. You threw the ball to him 3 times.
Odell has a special relationship with defecation.
Send him to Philly, man. Just send him here.
I don't know. We want all that.
Take him. I'll take him.
Philly.
I got a couple people for him. He come here, be good.
Yeah.
I set him up something nice.
last but not least, Cardi B and Offset.
Better check his rider before you do that. Better check that boy's rider.
Yeah, right.
Make sure you know what he needs.
Odell likes special treatment that involves toilets.
Special treatment.
He a different type of ball.
Yeah. Cardi B and Offset have filed for divorce. And that's how we're going to close the show. Just in case you guys just be careful out there.
That's bad, man. Not Cardi and Offset. They went through a lot.
I know
in 3 years.
I know they were couples goals for some of you guys out there.
That's bad goals. That's
terrible goals. But like JT said about Odell Beckham, shit happens. You know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah.
Another wide receiver move though. The Niners just signed Mohamed Sanu.
Did they really?
They did? Oh, damn, that was a good pickup.
I was hearing that he was about to get picked up.
This is fresh news. This came up on ESPN as we were on the show.
This is broken news.
Well, since we're talking about wide receivers, I got news. Michael Thomas is out for several weeks with a high ankle sprain.
Oh, that's not good at all.
That's the bullshit, man.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Especially for fantasy. Yeah, I'm about to say, especially for fantasy owners. Here's the nugget before we go with Sanu. Sanu has not been Mohamed Sanu in a while though, so it's going to be interesting to see because since he left New England, he been a little funny. Him and Lemon Pepper Lou left their talent somewhere, and they're yet.
He left his talent in Atlanta.
It might be in Atlanta. Both of them left their talents in Atlanta.
I left my wallet in El Segundo.
So you got to go get it. Brian Byrd, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thanks for having me. But when we win, please call me back.
Oh, it's okay. It's a fact.
Oh man, I'm wearing all purple.
Oh, please tell the people where they can follow you and support anything that you got going on, where they could pick up some SSC clothing.
Society Standard Clothing. The Instagram is Society Standard Clothing. The website is societystandardclothing.com. My Instagram is SSC_NASA. I'm on there. I don't post a lot of crazy stuff. I post pictures sporadically, but I'm on there. My story be lit some days,
Period.
I don't have no music coming out no time soon.
All right.
I think I'm about to start working on that again.
Yeah.
It's still Fly Eagles Fly, Team Brian to the death.
Period.
Phillies are doing good. Bryce Harper's, he's out of the funk. You know? Philly,
Yeah, we live it. We live it. We are at Backstage.
Hard life out here.
Period. Thank you so much for coming on in the clutch for us. We're definitely going to get you back. We are at Backstage Sports everywhere. Make sure that you like and subscribe on the YouTube page so you know when we are dropping the video, and continue to stream and share all of the clips that we drop throughout the week.
Yes, JT Harker on everything, and also JT Harker Sports for sports cards, also covering our fantasy league.
Yeah.
Covering my W's every week and all the great moves that I make from week to week.
Yeah, I dropped
that. Outer Space NASA is 1-0.
Yeah, they are.
1-0. 1-0 with the.
I'm gonna have a bounce back a week this week. I can feel it.
Well, the champ is here.
I got a special player in my waivers.
Yeah. The waivers, do you?
Yeah, I hope I get them. I got somebody special in the waivers.
I got some waiver choices too. I wonder if one of them's somebody else.
Yeah, I got a waiver. I put a waiver in literally before we came in on the day. I put a waiver on, so
I did mine this morning. I wasn't that I needed.
How does that work anyway? Do teams favor a team that didn't have a good first few weeks or something?
It goes by it goes by like who's the record and who's doing better. So the better record, the better record, the more points. I think the
lower you are,
the lower your chances are of getting a waiver claim if somebody else has it. So you'll lose to the team that's worse off.
So somebody else is getting Hines from Indianapolis then.
Oh, probably.
That's not. I didn't go for him, but it's probably out of here. I'm
probably gonna try to grab me because I lost this week. So
Marlon Mack's out with the Achilles now. So
he's done.
I went and got another running back. I hope nobody thinks about him. He's not a big name, so
I'm about to go do before I watch the Clippers lose. I'm gonna go do my research, and I need to because I can't go 0-2 to start this season out.
Hey, JT Harker Sports for great cards like this.
Oh wow, the second greatest player of all time. You definitely want that card.
The GOAT, greatest player of all time. Bam, classic.
It's gonna be an expensive.
6 rings. 6 rings. Doesn't have enough fingers.
And 9 tries. This has been another episode of the Backstage.
9 tries. How dare you? 6-0 in the finals.
But he was in the league.
Greatest of all time doesn't lose in the finals.
What about in 9 tries? So what about the times? What about the times that he didn't make it? He was getting.
What about the times
he was getting bounced early?
He didn't lose in the finals.
We gotta go. This has been another episode
6-0.
of the Backstage Sports
6-0.
Podcast.
6-0.
Until next time.
6-0.
And be great.
6-0.
Peace.